Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mornings with me, Greg Spiro. A little bit of a later start today because, let's adjust this lighting. Yeah, there we go. We got a little bit of a later start because we had some Instagram setup to do. We're now streaming fully live on Instagram. I spent a long time yesterday on the AWS server, which is located now in Los Angeles instead of Ohio, where I had rigged it up to be before. This shit's complicated, but we've got it working. And then we had some technical issues with Weekly Piano. Basically, I'm a tech guy now. I'm no longer a pianist because I'm running a live stream. I play piano, spend most of my time on technology, because that's how it goes. So now I can be a pianist again, which is really nice. How are you guys doing this morning? We got the chat going. Good morning. Carolyn Stewart are here. We have Charles Fitzpatrick. Ooh, Charles Fitzpatrick. Some great musicians here. Nice. Yeah. Are you the pianist, Charles Fitzpatrick, who's here right now? Who's watching us? Because if so, I may want you to FaceTime in and play something for everybody. We also have Sir Bobby Lewis coming later. He's going to join us at 8:30. Very excited to have him. We have Rio Fujiwara, my old roommate from college. I think, right? There's so many people. You know, I did, oh hey, somebody tipped $1 oh, that was yesterday. Oh, I guess it was after the stream yesterday, somebody tipped $1. If anybody wants to tip jars at gregspiro.live. I haven't set it up to actually remind you, but I will, I promise. How's the audio, everybody? It's good? Maybe I'll start with some music. What's up, Opa Miller from Toronto? Anybody know what that song was? Hey, we got my dad here too. Peter Spiro saying good morning. All right. I wanted to show you a couple things I had found, by the way. So this morning, actually, here's something very important. This morning, I have a little more energy than usual, and it's because I found this great yoga video. I can show it to you. So we're here, gonna do new this morning. Now check this out. So, well, these are my Amazon purchases, but what I want to show you here, 1 second, I'll pull it up here. So you go to YouTube, and if you look up, there's a particular yoga video that I did this morning that was amazing. If you go to YouTube and you look up 10-minute yoga, give it a second because I'm also live streaming on this same computer. Yeah, and it's not the ones that are just stretches. Here it is. Wake up yoga. Here, check this out. So this is it.
Everything in life is a negotiation.
No, I don't want to negotiate.
Is a negotiation.
Shush.
Getting
Shush, advertisements. I don't like advertisements. So this is it. Yoga with Adrian. It was so good. I'm going to try to do this. I'm not going to try. I'm going to commit to doing this every single morning.
I'm Adrian, and this is Ben.
This video, I'm going to repeat it every morning. And I'm going to see how I feel. Because this morning I felt amazing. I feel so much lighter and more stretched. So all of us who are quarantining now, I would highly recommend doing something like this every morning. It's just 10 minutes out of your day. It says 11, but there's a little bit at the beginning and end. It's more like 10 minutes. So I'm incorporating it as part of my morning routine. And then also some other stuff new this morning. Things that are new, or at least will be new to you, is for my weekly piano fans. Here's a video that I uploaded last night. Got 185 views now. Thanks, guys. The most dissonant chord in the world. The follow-up to my earlier video, which people seem to really like, which is the most beautiful chord in the world. Now you have the most dissonant chord in the world, which is really just this chord. And then where you can resolve to. So it's in F dominant 7, sharp 9, sharp 5, flat 9, sharp 11. It is very dissonant. If you want more videos like that about specific little nuggets, go to this weekly piano channel, youtube.com/weeklypiano. Hey, it looks like, did we just get a tip? My PayPal just pinged. Wow, Joel Schweitzer just tipped $18. Thanks, man. Thank you so much, Joel. Is this the same Joel that is or was head of Hillel at University of Illinois when I was there? If it is, that Joel, it's hard for me to remember specific things from that long ago. That was like 15 or more years ago. But 15 years ago. But the Hillel was really amazing at University of Illinois. I went to a bunch of great Jewish events there. In fact, I would funny story, I would bounce between the Hillel and Chabad because the food at those events was so amazing. I started just going to Chabad for the Friday night, for the Sabbath, for Shabbat, because we would have such amazing food. The gefilte fish that Goldie made. Goldie is Rabbi David's wife. Was like, she made homemade gefilte fish. You'd never tasted anything like this. But then I started going to the Hillel because they also did this amazing, big, beautiful catered meal. So, yeah, thank you, Joel. And Hillel also did a bunch of cool youth activities that I went to. It was really amazing. Joel did a great job. So thank you, Joel. Do you have a request? If by the way, if anybody tips on the gregspiro.live, you get a request, and I will play whatever it is you like. Hey Mika, Ella, what's up? Ooh, yeah, all of you. That's a good one. That's all of me, everybody. Other stuff. There was some other things I wanted to show you on New This Morning, aside from me, which is new. I'm new every day. So we got the Wake Up Yoga. Highly recommend doing this. We're going to have Bubby Lewis. Oh, shut up, Safari. We're going to have Bubby Lewis here. Check out that dude. Look at that. Look at that outfit, sneakers, Japanese stuff, face mask. So, funny story. Bubby's been wearing a face mask for years. That's his thing. If you look him up, that's his brand. He sort of wears a face mask, like a cloth face mask. It's pretty cool. And oh wow, hey, look at that. Mike P has are you an MXN? Is that Mexican currency? Whatever that was, I really appreciate the tip. Oh, that's super chat. Oh, how cool. I've never seen super chat function like that before. That's brilliant. Well, thank you. And no, I don't know about today's global meditation. What is the global meditation that's happening right now? Sounds kind of cool. See, things like that. I'm usually more into making my own meditation schedule, but it is positive to have other encouragement and have other people meditating with you. And I think there is something to be said for the energy that we create between all of us as human beings on a global level. Bubby Lewis, check him out. Hey, he's in the chat. He's gonna hop on soon, he says. Sweet. And a little tip to start playing fast runs and licks is what what Mike P is asking. Okay. So I'll get to that in just 1 second. I want to show you two other things. One is this bamboo book holder, which I'm loving right now. I got this on Amazon. If you're reading every morning, which I'd highly recommend you do, get something like this. It's $13 on Amazon, 14 with tax, and it's beautiful. And you can put it right in front of you, and then like it holds the pages, and you can use a pencil to track if you're dyslexic, obviously, like I am. Some other nice things are this organic MCT protein powder, or fat powder rather. I have this when I fast. I'm fasting today. I do like sort of off and on. I try generally like 5 days a week. Try not to eat until the afternoon. Usually noon at the earliest. Sometimes 1 or 2 p.m., which is pretty good because I'm waking up at like 6 a.m. Awareness is one of my favorite books. This is a book I'm about to start reading. This is pancake mix that is really good and gluten-free for when you need a treat if you are keeping the gluten-free diet. And then down here, the Miracle Morning. You can get the cheap version. It's all the same text for $7.70. This is something that is so valuable to do in the mornings. I use it to craft the routine that I do for at least an hour, usually an hour and a half every morning, that kind of primes me for the day and makes it so that I can have the best day possible. Which we all need that right now. We need to have the best day possible every single day. We need to remain optimistic. Because we're basically in a war right now. It's a war with an invisible enemy. So that's why do all the things we do. We need to do all the things that will keep us as healthy as possible, both mentally and physically. So yoga every morning, reading, journaling, meditating. Yeah, it's good. Oh, one other fun thing. I gotta show this to you. On New this morning, which I've got to attach my screen here. My phone screen. Ooh, there it is. So I haven't really tried this yet, but check this out. Beer with me. This is a thing where I guess you have friends on it. I have no friends on it yet. I have no friends yet. It's very sad. Nobody will be my friend. Anyway, I have no friends on this yet. But apparently it's an app where you can press this button and then it tells all your friends that you're having a drink, and you can get on FaceTime with them. Basically, they'll pop up, and then all the friends who will want to have a drink with you at that point will join on. So it's basically inspiring alcoholism in an entirely new population of people who wouldn't have otherwise been able to tap into the benefits of alcoholism. So that you can enjoy drinking with your friends at any time of the day or night. Again, I pressed the button, but nobody came because I have no friends. But I'm going to see if I can put friends on it so that we can have a drink together every once in a while. It's a great way to socialize because that's actually so important during this time. We need to socialize digitally. Because what else can we do? Otherwise, we're going to go crazy by ourselves. And I've tried self-isolation for several days at a time without talking to anybody at all, having no communication, and you do go kind of crazy. I don't think that we are built as human beings to fully quarantine like this. But luckily, we have technology. Thank you, industrial society over the past 200 years for bringing us the benefits that are keeping us sane today during this pandemic. Yes, Mika, I have friends here on the stream. Thank you for being my friends. Okay, so what's the global meditation? Mikaela, I feel like you would know about that too. What time is the global meditation? Let us know. Hey, we got Bubby Lewis FaceTime. Okay, I'm going to have to answer your question later, Mike P, because Bubby's FaceTiming me. What up?
What's up, man? We got it to work. I figured it out.
Nice. Okay, wait. Here we go. We're going to go to the phone here. There's Bubby Lewis, everybody.
What's happening?
Nice, brilliant. I can hear you. I'm gonna put on my headphones so that we don't get any feedback here, and we can have our conversation. All right, say something. Let's make sure that people can hear you. I'm pretty sure they can.
Testing. Let's see. So this is you basically are like streaming on everything right now.
I'm streaming on everything, bro. I've got this so
You gotta show
on
me
lock. You don't know how much effort has gone into this setup. It has been weeks
I can imagine.
of figuring shit out. I have things streaming to servers outside through AWS and then back to other interfaces here, and then processing through these hacked things to go to Instagram and to go to all of the. I'll show you because I want to get my homies on this too, so that we can do these streams together in like a more profound way and have it all interacting.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, dude, that's crazy, dude. Leave it to Greggy.
How have you been, man? How are you? How is your family and your life over there?
Man, we're good. I mean, we don't have any complaints, man. We just, we're here. I feel like I can't even, like I can't even look at like the bad stuff that's happening. It's just a matter of me just hoping the best for everybody else, man. Because there's people dealing with stuff a lot worse than we are,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
People, man.
I was just thinking about that, man. That's actually with the charity initiative that I'm doing with the song that I just released. I originally was like, I was originally super passionate about raising money and giving it to the music community because a lot of us are out of work and having a hard time with basic living expenses. But then I realized that, like, yes, we are having a lot of trouble, but the people on the front lines are having more trouble than we are. Like,
man,
there are healthcare workers working around the clock to take care of people who are risking their lives, who need places to stay and need food to help them do their job. So that's I redirected everything that I'm doing to and I'm working with a company called Sweet Greens now, which is providing meals for healthcare workers in all these different situations to raise money for the for healthcare workers who are on the front lines, which is crazy, man. It's crazy. People are like soldiers out there now. It's like a war.
Dude, it really is a war, man. And like that's my thing that I've been I was talking to one of my boys, one of the homies yesterday. Eddie. Eddie Brown.
Oh yeah, Eddie Brown, of course.
Yeah.
Badass piano player. Crazy.
Yeah. We were talking, man, and we couldn't believe how there's still so many people that aren't taking this thing serious. And it's not about this is what I was saying earlier in the week. Like, it's not about living in fear. It's just about being wise. Like, this is absolutely not a time to go hang out and party and like. And I get it, like, everybody misses hanging with the homies and studio sessions and all this kind of stuff, but this is not the time for that. Like, there are nurses and doctors and stuff like that are working all day long just to try and keep people alive, and bring comfort to folks. It's so when people ask me how am I holding up, man, I'm like, dude, I'm good. It's not even me. It's all of those other people out there that's like suffering right now,
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's pretty wild, man. What's out there right now? So yeah, that's a good perspective, and I think that a lot more people now, rather than much more so than like a week ago, people are taking it a lot more seriously. Like, you look at these pictures of New York, there are no people on the streets of New York now, and people understand because we've already had some people of our own community die of the virus in New York.
Yep.
And so I think people are taking it more seriously, but it's like a lot of the damage has already been done. So now it's dealing with that damage, and because the spread, we see it a couple weeks after the damage is done. You see the numbers rise, and so we're going to see them rise over these couple weeks, and do everything we can to just maintain maintain our health, maintain our composure, and do what we can to make a living while we can't go out and get through this period of human existence. It's a wild period of human existence, man.
It's really something, man. I mean, I just, I never would have imagined in my lifetime, like, and we've lived through a lot of stuff. Me and my wife was talking about Y2K and all of that, anthrax. I remember that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at my daughter. She's 4, but she has no clue. Like,
Yeah.
she has no clue what is even going on right now.
Yeah.
But it's this. In spite of all the bad stuff that we hear every day, man, I still see light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll get through it. We'll get through it, man. We just gotta just do our part.
Well, we'll get through it, and we'll be better for it, because it's causing a lot of things to be
Sure.
pushed forward that wouldn't have otherwise been pushed forward.
Absolutely.
In people's embracing of technologies that are helping
Yeah.
our communication with each other and our lifestyle,
Yep.
the transformations that are happening in academia.
Yep.
A lot of sort of almost like Darwinistic things are happening within culture, where the most effective things are being brought to the surface for us to communicate and interact with each other. And I think we're also gonna see the impact on the environment of us not fucking with it for a period of time, and ideally be inspired to go a little bit more down that path of taking care of our earth.
Taking care of our earth, our health. A lot of things are going to change from here on out. A lot, and that's a good thing. We need that deeply. People's hygiene and just just little stuff like a healthier diet. Take some vitamins. This is that and the other. Spending more time with family. This is all stuff that's so valuable and that's needed. And I feel like out of this catastrophe, there's a lot of lessons and a lot of valuable stuff that is happening as well. So, with some bad, there's always some good, and you just got to just see it, and you got to know that it's there no matter what, no matter how bad it is,
Yeah, 100%. I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, but Ikitat, who just tipped and says, for your explanation of tritone resolving 1 to 3, to 1 and 3, and that clicked a bunch of things for you. Thank you very much. If you have another question, I'll answer it after the Bubby session here. So just make sure you stay on and ask a question later, and I'll answer it for you. But Bubby, why don't we hear some playing, man? What do you got cooking over there? What you been working on?
Oh my goodness. Oh man, a bunch of stuff. Honestly, man, it's so much stuff. I mean, I just woke up not long ago before I called you, so I'm trying to like get my fingers in the.
What do you do when you first wake up? If you want to just play and do something to get yourself, like, just to mentally put yourself in the world of music, what do you play? Let's hear what Bubby Lewis does in the morning.
Man, I mean, I just start playing like relaxing chords and stuff, like, cause I got synesthesia, so I have to like, I've got to get myself in like a feel mode. You know what I'm saying?
Now, for those who don't know, what's synesthesia?
Synesthesia is basically if things that you hear relate to colors, things that you eat relate to colors, and vice versa. If you're hearing, or like okay, the other example, this is what I learned when I was younger, is a lot of people will see the alphabet, and instead of just looking at an A, like that A has to represent red or or orange or something like that. Everybody's synesthesia is a little different. So for me, everything that I play, even when I'm playing chords or soloing and everything, it's all about color to me. Literally everything, it has to be about color to me. So a lot of people don't know it because I don't say it, but Yeah, that's all the music I write. Everything just it's a color. It's a bunch of colors or like patterns and shapes and stuff like that.
Very
Like
interesting. Well,
or
you know,
like
we
scenery.
yeah, the way we relate to colors, I mean, we use colors metaphorically. Everybody who creates music, we use colors as in like, you know, this is a color or
Yeah,
this is a color, you know, like
yeah,
the specific or even just like major and minor are colors. But when
yes,
you can
yes.
when you tap into it in a way that is like that's actually visually seeing the colors, that there's got to be a real power to that. And I hear it in your playing.
Yeah. Dude, it's I when I was younger, I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know how to explain it, but I started embracing it, man, because it kind of just gave me bravery and it gave me this mindset of like I don't care, just do stuff for right now, for whatever you hear right now, whatever you feel right now, just do it. And that just kind of trickled into my sound, I guess. Yeah, but like when I wake up, usually, or when I pick up my bass or whatever, I may sit down and I just play one chord or something that makes me feel good for the day. You know.
Yeah, show us a little bit, man. Let's hear.
Let's see, like I may loop a couple chords. Let's see here. Yeah, like that's just what the morning feels like to me.
What were those chords that you were just looping now?
Okay, so it was basically just a B major,
A B-
but uh like Indian raga style. So
is with the four, like the B major with the four on top.
so B, basically B, E flat, and E.
Okay.
Yeah, just clustered, right? And then A, E flat, and then the F sharp, right? And then what was the next one? So basically like C sharp major 7, right? Yeah, and then E major 7.
With the C sharp major 7 with the sharp 4?
Yeah, you can do that. Yep.
Because the voicing sounded like it almost sounded like A flat.
Yeah.
Can you hear the piano at all, by the way, when I'm playing piano?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So is and what was the third one that you did again?
C sharp major 7.
And then what?
And the E major 7.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, your chord
Yes.
choices, man. I remember this when we did the session at the studio. What is that sound in the background?
Oh, that's my wife making tea.
Sounds like a train whistle, or like,
That's that tea.
nice.
The morning tradition, Japanese
Love
tea,
it. Oh,
green
that's
tea.
beautiful, man. Man, you are so multicultural. So you're drawing from India. You're drawing a lot of your musical influence from Indian raga, right?
India raga and Arabic music too.
But
Yeah.
you're a lot of the style that I see you have is Japanese oriented. It seems.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into the anime and stuff, so that kind of won my life over.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, I love it. I'm trying to learn Japanese right now so that I can go visit
That's
Japan and
good.
live there for some period of time.
You'll be right there with me, brother. I'll be there.
Nice. And then like what other cultural influences play into your life?
Oh man. I mean, I kind of I love Asian culture. Period. I mean, I love martial arts. I can't really do anything. I haven't practiced any form of martial arts since I was a kid, but I love the mythology of you know ancient China and northern, southern, western, eastern Shaolin and
Yeah.
all that
Well,
kind of stuff.
the
I love.
samurai mentality is very
Oh my
fascinating.
gosh, samurai and sumo. Sumo is my favorite sport, man.
Oh yeah?
That's my absolute. Oh
Really?
yes, sumo wrestling is my
I've
number
never
one.
actually checked out sumo wrestling. I only know the caricatures of it, like the
Oh,
big dude
brother.
bumping into the other big dude.
Yes, that junk
It's
is the business.
what? So what's the deal with it? Tell me what fascinates you about sumo wrestling. I'm genuinely curious
Oh,
about this.
okay, so there's different ranks. There's basically, I'll just translate it into English. So there's the rookie rank, which is basically Juryu. Then there's the Mega Sure rank where they're like the higher rank. And see, I'm sure you've heard the word Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Okay, most people think Yokozuna is a person. That's a rank.
Okay.
Yokozuna is the top rank. That is like the person who has won multiple championships. They do championships every other month that actually count for something. Every month they do like something, like they have the exhibition matches and stuff, but those don't really count. But let me see, it's January, what is it? January, March, and then so on and so forth. They skip a month, take time off, train, and then do the little exhibition matches. But it only lasts 15 days. The tournament lasts 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, whoever comes out at the end with the best record is the one who wins that tournament. So, like, and how I've always been into it, but I really got into it after this anime called Hinamaru Zumo came out. That just kind of brought me back into it, and I was like, all right, this is the greatest sport ever. Like, it's just dope, man. Like, these guys, sumo wrestlers represent everything Japan. So they walk around Japan in
Mm-hmm.
the streets, and like they're more respected than the prime minister. Like, they are
They're,
Japan.
yeah, they're like the mega celebrities.
They're the mega celebrities, and that is the most respected thing you can do in Japan is be a sumo wrestler. Like it's so literally, like, they go in restaurants, they don't pay for any food. Like, if they walk in a restaurant, it's an honor for them to be there. So they're gonna eat for free. If they
Mm-hmm.
go buy clothes, like, they don't pay for anything. Like, they are that. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is I
Like,
should think about starting my sumo wrestling career.
dude, I've thought many times, like, maybe I should gain all my weight back
I
and
know.
just
I
give it
feel
a
like
go. Like,
I've been working out a lot. I'll have to eat a little bit more.
dude, you look like Spider-Man, bro. you you look you look like Spider-Man, bro. It like
Right.
them guys are like the smallest cat is a guy named Eno. He weighs 218 pounds. He's like 5'6", but the
Wow.
biggest guy is like 6'4", 490 pounds.
Oh
Like,
my God.
and there's no such thing as a weight class either. Like if you make it in the top
Oh
division
yeah.
and those,
It's
oh
just
yeah,
it's just
but
it.
this that's it. And but this guy, the little dude, he be winning though, bro. He wins because he's so quick and
Yeah,
he'll
yeah.
like
Probably
pick
more
their
like
leg
limber.
up. Dude, it's so interesting, man. Yeah, next month, well, we gotta pray for this COVID, but next month if they do it, I'm gonna send you a link to watch it, man.
Yeah, please.
It's
Please,
crazy,
maybe we
man.
can let people know about the sumo wrestling scores on this
Yes.
show if everybody's still quarantined and I'm still doing the show.
Yes, for sure, for
Hey,
sure,
why don't you play
for
a little
sure.
more for us, man? I'll see if I can join you. If I changed. By the way, I got a comment from somebody that there was a little bit of an echo, but I think I fixed it.
Okay.
And but everybody, let me know if you still hear an echo. I don't think it's there anymore. But the thing is, for Bubby, for you to hear me, I'm gonna have to allow for a little bit of this echo to happen because you
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear
fine.
you can't hear if I do this, right? You can't hear any piano right now.
Mm-mm.
But if I
No,
change it to this, now you can, right?
I hear you. Yep,
Okay. Okay, cool. So I
yep.
can, so I'll try to join you. The only thing is the definition is a little bit like the super low end is cut off and the super high end is cut off because of the compression of FaceTime. Which I gotta figure that out at some
Yeah.
point. So I'll need you to guide me a little bit on because these are some pretty deep harmonies that you're doing. So you may have to tell me a little bit what the specific things are that you're playing. I mean, we
How
could
did
play
that
what you
sound?
were. Yeah, that sounds. I think that's a little better actually.
Is it still too much low end?
No, no, no. It's not too much low end. It's not enough low end.
Oh, really? Okay, so
Yeah.
why does my alarm keep going off?
time
And
to get up.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And yep. Or actually, I'll play that. So
Yeah, yeah. That's beautiful. Now tell me real quick. Tell me about the pulse that you're doing there. So what's your what time are you thinking in 4/4 or are you just it
it's kind of like six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So yeah, one of the interesting things about this, about playing in this way there's going to be essentially 2 beats of delay. But it
I like
can
it.
yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Essentially, we can line up as long as we like push for. There are what I've noticed in doing these sessions is if we push forward with the time, regardless of certain nuances that feel like we need to react to them. Like we have, it's sort of it's a practice engaging what you react to and what you don't, which you don't normally have to do in actual playing. So if you were to solo over this, like I can keep this pulse, and you can hear it, but then my mission is to not react to certain things that you will do in reaction to me.
Right.
But then you can keep going over the bed that I'm laying down.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, man.
That's beautiful, man.
We should record.
Yeah, right. Well, this actually it does record, but this will remain online. However, we should do this with like some real audio. I mean, you have an interface there for recording, right? Yeah, we can bounce some stuff back and forth. I mean, that's one idea that I had for this show is like going back and forth with musicians in real time, but like actually recording. So, you and I are on FaceTime like this, but you lay something down and make a track and then send it to me, and then I record over it in real time and sort of like have it this real time production session. That'd be pretty fun.
that could just be that mug could be called 8:30 in the morning or something.
Right? Yeah, man. Like create a new thing every day and then like put it out to the world.
You got the whole record, man, within a week.
Yeah, for real. Every week, and then the longer the quarantine lasts, the more records we have.
I know, right? Hit up Lewis, like, hey, man, we got one.
Right? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Lewis Marks is the head of Rope-A-Dope Records, and Bubby Lewis is also on Rope-A-Dope Records, which you'll be able to hear. Bubby, do you have new music slated for releasing sometime soon?
I do actually, man. I talked to Lewis and Ben last week. I want to put out like 2 singles just to kind of give people something to listen to during the quarantine. I know it's rough for everybody, so I was like, maybe I'll just whip up something really quick that's relatable to the situation we're all dealing with, you know.
Yeah, good.
So
good, man. Yeah, Bubby's also going to be on a track that is coming out on the next Spirit Fingers record. It'll probably be one of the singles, but it's this cool a little longer than a minute clip of an improvisation that Bubby then laid a bunch of stuff down over. It's just crazy.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, so all of our stuff is weird stuff. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. And I'm excited for everybody to hear that when it comes out. But yeah, man. Anyway, thank you for coming on this show, man. We got to do this again.
Dude. Anytime, brother. Anytime, man. I appreciate you having me, bro.
Awesome, and let's do that bouncing tracks back and forth thing. I think that'll be a fun thing.
All
Just
right.
make some music and put it out, release it, see what happens.
I'm with it, man. Shoot, I'll probably lay that mug today and I'll just send it to you, bro.
Hey, please. Awesome. That sounds great. That sounds great.
Whatever, man. We'll just make a trough of chord changes or whatever. I don't care.
Right? I love it. I love it, man.
Dude.
All right. Brilliant. All right, my brother. Well, you have an awesome day. Give your family my love.
Absolutely.
And enjoy this time. It's a hard time, but let's all take the time to enjoy ourselves in the context of the chaos, because we're gonna make it, bro. We're gonna make it, man. You be safe. All right, man. Thank you. You too, brother. All right, talk to you soon. Man. Peace. And back to the Beer With Me app. I'll drink to that. That was beautiful. Bubby is an incredible bassist. I'm really glad to have him on. Man, those chords though that he was showing us. Bubby Lewis, I'm going to steal all your chords. So, by the way, oh, Psycho Auntie, you tipped $5. Thank you. I didn't even notice that when it came in. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. If you have a request, please let me know. In fact, I'm going to log on to Facebook on my phone right now because I feel like I'm not seeing all of the chat messages that are coming in. Let's check this out. There is my morning show. That's very sweet of you. Wait, if you have a request... Shut up, Greg. I don't want to hear from you right now. There we are. Hey, Clarice. Clarice Vasconcelos. I actually only know you as Clarice Assad. It's funny, that one didn't come through. Alright, so I've got you. I'm looking at all the followers on Facebook, and I think I see all your chat messages on Instagram as well. I mean on not Instagram, but on what is it called? Instagram is probably off by now because it refreshes the feed every hour. But yeah, Psycho Auntie, if you have a request, I will close out with that request, unless there was somebody else who also tipped as a thank you for another video I did. But if you want to tip, or if you have a question, the person who tipped the $10 earlier, I will be more than happy to answer it before I leave here. Maybe I'll close out with the Spirit Fingers composition. These are always fun to practice, right? Maybe I'll do my unless I get a request from Psycho Auntie. I'll do this something off the new off of the new record that's coming up. That's one of the new Spirit Fingers compositions. It will be on the upcoming record entitled Peace. Peace. That's the Peace. Spirit Fingers Peace. Actually, we had a question. So I can take off my headphones and answer this question for Ikitat. Ikitat says, I'll ask again, you might have missed it earlier. As a beginner, I tend to practice scales. This leads me to think C starts and ends at C. Seems misguided. Maybe melody resolves at the root, but where might it start and why? Okay. Yeah, so what you're... and then she goes on to or he or she, I'm not sure, Ikitat, goes on to say, so much info for beginners about harmony, but harder to find ideas around melody. Of course, the answers are in the music. Yes, so, okay. Melody, there's not a lot of dialogue about melody because it's one of the harder things to analyze. And people tend to go towards the easier ones. The easier subjects, right? So the first thing the people go to is harmony. And the first thing you're talking about there is harmony. If you have a C scale, you can start, to directly answer your question, you can start from any note of the C scale, and it will still be the C diatonic scale, but you will have a different mode. So the modes you have the major mode, which is Ionian, all the white keys. I mean, these are all the white keys, but it can be replicated in any key. Then you can start on D, which I like to keep my fingering still like the C scale, so it'd be like this. And that's D Dorian. If anybody knows the song So What, that's like token Dorian scale. But yeah, so you can improvise on the Dorian mode there, but if you go up to E and it starts from E, then you have the Phrygian mode, and this is with a flat, essentially you're in E, but you have a flat 2, flat 3, natural 4 and 5, flat 6 and 7. So that's Phrygian mode, and then you have your Lydian mode. If you're in F, if you started on F but you're in the C scale, and this gives a really bright color. So the Phrygian is super dark, but Lydian is super bright. And darkness and brightness, they're these metaphorical ideas. They're not really dark or bright, but it's like we have those metaphors partially because of the flats and sharps. If this is F, but it's F with a sharp in it, the 4, which would normally be B flat, is now B. You can get this dreamy, bright soundscape out of it. And then Mixolydian if you start on G. Newtonian mode, the natural minor, and then B, the what do you call this? Locrian. It's the Locrian mode if you start on B, where you have every possible note that could be flatted is flatted. So the 2, 3, not the 4, because then you have a major 3 if you flat the 4. So you can't flat the 4. But the 5 can be flatted, and the 6 and 7. So you have there's no tension resolution here because you don't have even the 5 to define your scale. And then you go up one more and you're back to C. So that's the modes, and that's how you can use different roots. But the thing that people don't teach you about, because it's so hard to teach, is melody. And there are different composers throughout history, but you have to go back like 50 years to get a good book on melody. Because this is what classical composers thought about and wrote about, but in the modern musical context, melody is... It's like I don't hear anybody saying anything really intelligent about melody other than speaking about it from an intuitive place. From a technical place, it's very hard to discuss, because melody has to do with the only way you can discuss melody is by breaking apart layers and getting down to the essence of art, which is creating an idea out of a vocabulary and then using that idea in the context of itself to build something that says something. So this is very metaphorical now, right? But like the example is like if we're in C major, that's why there are certain exercises that I've given, like the goal note exercise. If you're in C major and you have you can pick a home bass, right? Let's pick the G as your home bass. By the way, I'll fix this lighting. I know it's kind of washed out. But you pick the G as your home bass, and then you can do things like diverge from your home bass, which gives a certain type of idea, and that idea means something. And now you can go back to your home bass, and then you've done something, and you've done something else that relates to it. So so you've created a melody that diverges from a home and comes back to a home, right? It's this one of the many conceptual ideas that you can use to discuss melody, and that home could be anywhere. It could be like what Bubby and I were doing earlier. He was using it more of an Indian music. He was using more of an Indian music mentality, where your home bass doesn't necessarily have to be on one of the tonic notes of the triad. He was playing. There was a 1 chord, but the 4 was embedded in the 1 chord. So your 4 could be your home bass. If you want to appease your Western ears, you can also take that, because that does imply a tension between the tritone here resolving to there, so then you could resolve it. And then, make it even a little bit, keep going down. Now that you have done your melody down in half steps, take it down another half step and make your home bass in E flat, with a B being your triad that you use underneath it, your color, and then bring it back to E being your home bass, to F. So you can move your home bass around, move it to A. Now now back down to E, which was your resolution point before. I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into it, Ikitat. And yes, the question answer feel is that it's one of the metaphorical ways we use to describe. So any art is accessing the reason that art affects us is because it speaks to something that is naturally ingrained deep within us. And that natural thing, like there are certain natural things that language circles around and it tries to find, and it tries to get to a center, but that center can't actually be described verbally except for through very complex metaphors. But it can be spoken to through art. And some of the complex metaphors that come up to allow us to discuss this in a way where we can actually verbalize is question and answer. It's like you have a question, which is like, what are you doing today? Right? And that might be like, you might be able to metaphorically put that into music by saying, maybe, right? It feels like it needs an answer because it's hanging on this note, and which by the way, the reason that feels like it's hanging on a note is because of thousands of years of evolution of sound and human hearing and speech and how it all relates. So, and then if you wanted to answer it, you could go, right? And you could even layer these metaphors, like if you want. So, what are you doing today? And the answer might be, not much. Right? That speaks that, in this weird, convoluted metaphorical way. But if you wanted to ask, what are you doing today? And the answer is, I'm gonna go take a walk in the park with my dog and then come back and eat some broccoli. It could be like, right? So they're different answers, and they sort of give you this weird feeling that this answer relates to this more than this other answer relates to this, but it's really like these deep things coming out in different directions, these deep human ideas coming out in different directions, whether it's like actual tangible verbal representation of actions that we can take in questions and answers, or whether it's this abstracted idea of like, I am this abstracted way of touching on the emotions that might relate to those answers. And some people do it, like great composers have done these attempts at representations of things, like Debussy was with the Impressionists in general. You had the Impressionist painters and the Impressionist musicians, composers who were oh wait, why is my that off? Oh no, we're good. We had the Impressionist composers, and you had like Claire de Lune, right? Or Girl with the Flaxen Hair, and you hear these things, and you're like, it relates to something. And it's all chords that we use in every context. Like jazz musicians use these chords all the time. it says something. It says, it speaks to peace. It speaks to a pond, and like a, you could picture a bird sitting on a pond on a peaceful afternoon. I mean, I don't actually know it. I'm just sort of sounding it out. I'm gonna. Yeah, so on and so forth. Probably a lot of you can play it a lot better than I can. I'm not really a classical pianist, though. I did study it for some period of time. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go, guys. It's almost 9:30. I told myself I would keep this to an hour every day because I've got a lot of other stuff to do. I've got to go work on this app, and I have piano to practice. I have to do a bunch of exercises. Yeah, I feel like I've been busier in quarantine than I have in outside life before this. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys very much. Let's stay strong throughout all of this, and do everything. Let's all do everything we can to support healthcare workers because we're going to need them. They're the soldiers on the front lines of this catastrophe that we are facing in the world and that we're going to be facing for the next few weeks at least. Yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Thank you very much. Stay safe out there. Talk to you soon.